So I'm trying to figure out how to repair and replace a snapped throttle cable for a 81 Suzuki GS550T. Looked everywhere on the internet, couldn't find anything. So obviously got to get the gas tank off. That much I figured out. So I'm just looking in here and I can't get anything with this throttle cable on there. Here's the new one. It's already been threaded through. Just have to route it the same way the old one was routed. Get up through here. This is pretty simple operation here. I mean, it's just on a swivel. You just got to put the little nub in there in the slot and then just wind it around halfway. It's the same thing down here. Throttle cable just hooks around to that little part, and then the little nub that sticks off the cable just goes in the slot there. But the problem is you can't access it. There's no way to get through. I tried surgical pliers. I tried everything. Getting down through here, I couldn't find any resources too on how to disassemble just as little as possible to get to it. So that's what I'm gonna have to try to do today. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get in here and get the carburetor off so that I can access this just to get the cable back on. A little bit frustrating, probably gonna be time consuming. I don't really know how to do it, but I'm gonna figure it out just so I can remind myself later. I'll put it on video. Maybe you can know too. So even though the fuel lines have been disconnected, still want to get that battery off though, so I don't spark anywhere or cross any wires accidentally. Having a parts dish handy is pretty good so you don't lose little screws and everything. Fortunately, this bike came with parts holders. Air filter cover. Air filter. Two more hard to get to screws keeping this air filter box in here. Careful not to drop those. You got a 2-part bracket holding that box in. This is the inside piece. They're all pretty small. Next, got to loosen up all these rings holding in the carbs there. All right, looks like I'm getting somewhere. Just loosening the top of the air intake, loosening all the O-rings here. I'm tipping this back and it's making some progress. I'm gonna loosen up these nuts too. Not gonna take them all the way out yet. Just gonna loosen them up. All right, that took a little bit more pressure than I was comfortable with. Try that out, but these are wedged in between these two components pretty good. So take some force. All right, now with the carburetor just lodged like that, there's now enough space to get in here. So I was able to get this little nub put back into its rocker, and the cable is strung around. So now it's back in there. So now when I pull on the throttle, it's actually moving again. Success. So that's how far the carburetor has to be taken out. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to work that back into place and then rebuild everything I took apart. So dude, you know how me fix this, huh? Well, finally got it back together, got it working, tested it, gave it an oil change, even rode it 100 miles, and the throttle seems to be working all right. Everything's pulling. I think I need to adjust the tension a little bit, but other than that, working good. So that's a success. So anyway, that's one way to change the throttle cable. That's the main problem, is just connecting that to the carburetor. So good luck.